Water fuel cell operation. Control overview. The overall goal of water fuel cell operation is to obviously get the highest gas production possible. To achieve this, voltage potential must be maximized by tuning in to the LC circuit's resonant frequency. Finding this frequency is fairly easy. Start the PWM with 50% duty cycle and a frequency of about 500 Hz. Make sure your primary variable PSU is set to 0 volts every time you power on. Begin by powering on the apparatus and increasing the primary PSU voltage to approximately 12 to 15 volts. You may notice a small amount of gas production at the cells. If you do, you're off to a great start. Observe your oscilloscope, paying close attention to channel 3 and channel 4. Look for increasing polarity differences and opposing pulses. At low voltage or out of resonant frequency, the waveform may not be true EOP yet. True EOP is sometimes not fully realized until you achieve higher voltage levels at the cell. If you are not getting defined polarity differences of 3 volts per tube or more, check your VIC connections, as you may need to modify it by connecting it in different polarity mode or configuration. With my apparatus, you should be able to achieve voltages up to 5 volts per tube. If you see some gas production and opposite polarity pulses on the oscilloscope, and the voltmeter reads appropriate corresponding voltage across the cells, try increasing the frequency to determine if the cell voltage rises. If the cell voltage diminishes, decrease the frequency until a maximum voltage is reached. Once you find this resonant frequency, you can then increase the voltage on the variable DC PSU to achieve a moderate gas yield. In addition, you may increase the PWM's pulse duty cycle up to 85% for maximum gas production. Be aware that this will consume many more input amps, typically up to 6 or 7 amps. Increasing the duty cycle will also increase the current flow in your cells. Adjusting frequency or duty cycle while operating at high or maximum input voltage may damage your driver. It is recommended that all tuning be done at moderate voltage levels. Under present operating conditions, amperage at the cell is typically at about 1 amp and can even be as high as 2 amps in specific extreme operating conditions. Remember, the key is to keep amperage minimized and voltage maximized. Your specific VIC may operate with different parameters than my apparatus, so be curious and determine your own optimal conditions.